Hey guys, welcome to your video lesson today. I'm obviously out of the building, so I made a video so that the sub can play it for you. During this video, please stop and pause as many times as you need to, or go back and review anything that you think you missed so that you can get all the information that you need for today. What we're going to be talking about are parallel lines, okay? And we are going to be investigating how to write equations of parallel lines. All right, so here we go. All right. First of all, we need to understand what are parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that never intersect, okay? And that's something that you should know from previous experience with lines. Lines that never intersect are parallel, okay? Now, what does that mean for a graph? Well, let's take a look. Here's a graph, okay? And I want to know if these lines are parallel or not. That's my question to you. How do I know for sure they're parallel? They look parallel to me. And in fact, if I move this line on top of that line, I know that they're the same. So I can say even maybe more for sure that way that they're parallel. But how do I know for sure mathematically that they're parallel? Okay. The way we know that they're parallel is that they have the same slope. Parallel lines have the same slope. So that's going to be the idea that we use today. If you're going to write an equation of one line that is parallel to the other, you're going to steal the slope from the original line and use it again because they are the same. All right? So let's look at some examples. Write an equation of a line through the points 4, 2, and -2, -4. This is something that we've done already. So the first thing that we would have to do here is find the slope. So m is equal to, and we'd say we would know y2, which is -4, minus 2 over -2 minus 4. We'd simplify that and we would get -6 over -6, which goes to +1. Okay, +1. So our slope for this line is +1. Now what will we do from here? If we know our slope, remember our equation is y is equal to blank x plus blank. And if we're going to use that, that means we can then insert our in here. So our slope here is 1. And we also get a point. So our next step would be substitute in R2 and R1 for our slope and the 4 for the x value that we pick. And we solve for this b value, right? And we would say that, well, 4 times 1 is 4. And so we get 2 is equal to 4 plus b. And we would subtract 4 from both sides, and we would get -2. Okay? We would get -2. So that would be the equation. Y is equal to 1x minus 2. Now, what if I wanted to write an equation of a line that is parallel to this one, but goes through a different point? Let's say it goes through 4, 4. All right? Well, what do we already know about what my new line is going to be? I already know that the slope is going to be 1. Slope equals 1. So when I start writing my equation, I already know one of the two things that I need to have in my equation. I know the slope. So I can start writing y is equal to 1x plus b. And now all I got to do is find my new y-intercept. My new x and y comes from this point here. So when I start writing out my equation, it looks like this. 4 is equal to 1 times that 4 plus b. 1 times 4 is 4, so 4 is equal to 4 plus b. And if I subtract 4 from both sides, b is equal to 0. That's my new line. Notice the slopes are the same because I stole the slopes, but I have a new y-intercept, which I couldn't determine from the point that was given. I had to plug in that point to find it. Okay, that's going to be our general task today. Given an equation of a line in slope-intercept form, write the new equation that is parallel to it given a different point. So let's do one more example, and I think you guys will be okay with this. That's the example instead. I have a little backup problems here. So this one is write an equation of a line that goes through -5, -4, and is parallel to the line y is equal to 1/2 x plus 1. All right, so here we go. I know that my slope of the original line is 1/2, so that means the slope of my new line is going to be 1/2. So I can start writing y is equal to 1/2. Y is equal to 1/2 x plus some new y-intercept that I have to find. Okay? So now when I go to find that new y-intercept, I do the same exact thing as I've had in the past. I'm going to use my point -5, -4. So it looks like -4 is equal to 1/2 times 5, not a nice number, times 5 over 1, plus, all right, well, 5 over 1, that becomes 5 over 2, so I get -4 is equal to 1/2 times 5 over 1, 5 over 2, plus b, okay, plus b, and so now I have to take -4 and subtract 5 over 2. That's 1, right? So I need a common denominator. So I got -4 minus 5 over 2. My common denominator is going to be what? My common denominator is going to be 2. So I multiply top and bottom by 2 in order to get that. So I got -8 over 1. So it gives me -8 over 1 over 2 minus the 5 over 2. And so now I just subtract the tops. -8 minus -5 is -13 over 2. And that is my new y-intercept. -13 over 2 is my new y-intercept. So that means that number goes right here. And that's the line, that's the equation of my new line. Okay? So again, the process is take the y-intercept, take the slope from the original line. Take the slope from the original line and plug it into your new equation. Right? That's what we did. Plugged it in. And then we took the point that the new line has to go through, and we plugged in those x and y values into our equation and solved for the y-intercept. That's something we've been doing for a couple of days. All right. Let's try one more example before we done. So let's take a look. Write an equation of a line that goes through -2, 3, and is parallel to the line 2x plus y is equal to 4. Well, that's not in slope-intercept form. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract my 2x from both sides. So -2x minus 2x. And so I get y is equal to -2x plus 4. Okay? So now I know my slope of the old line is -2. Now the slope of my new line is going to be -2. So I can start out by saying it's y is equal to -2x plus blank and start filling in my new missing information. Okay? Because that is the old slope, I plugged it in here for the new slope of the new line that's going to be parallel, and now I just plug in my x y points. Okay? So that means my 3 goes here, so that's my y value, -2 times -2, and I'm solving that for b, plus b. Okay? So 3 is then equal to +4, because I have a negative times a negative, plus b, subtract 4 from both sides, -4, -4, and my b value is equal to -1, and then it goes up here. That is my new equation. Notice the slopes are parallel, okay? Slopes are parallel, sorry, and we have, slopes are parallel and we have a new y-intercept, okay? So that's pretty much the lesson for today, guys. Strategy is number 1. Make sure that you take the new slope and take it from the old line. So get your line in slope-intercept form, and then take the slope and plug it into your new equation, and then take the x, y values that the line has to go through, plug it in, solve for your new y-intercept. That's pretty much it. All right, have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. The homework is up on the board for you, and get cracking. Have a great day.